see if I can figure out how to invite you people back. Let's see here if I can get back. Okay, so we're live there. I don't know if I can go back to my other one and get her back here. Okay, good. Joyce is back. Okay, let me get back over to the other channel, or the other live now, because I went back to the old one. No, that's not where I want to be. Hang on a second, Joyce, and I'll get back to where I was here. Go to there. Live. I think it's this one. Okay, there we go. I think we're back. I get this camera put back up. Hope it doesn't knock us out. Okay, Joyce. Hopefully we're doing good now. Oh, hi, Ohio. We are on the second part of the video because my other one conked out. So hopefully we were here at the eyes. And so here's the one eye that goes here on the left-hand side. So I kind of put it there. And then I just kind of guess like, okay, maybe I want it right there, up a little bit. That doesn't look quite right, so I'll move it a little bit so that these two pieces kind of look the same. Once again, if you really wanted to be particular about it, you could punch a hole there, put the lines on the white piece, and then go from there. But I think these look pretty good, so I'm going to go with these. Also, once again, you could change your thread color if you wanted to here. And we are going to pull the threads to the back. So if you have to hand crank, you might need to do that. If this video lasts too much longer, I may have to do that. My ankle might not be, isn't liking all this back and forth so much. But we really don't have that much to do on this. And Joyce, I did see your request about wanting to see the elephant. I do not have it cut out yet, but I can certainly cut it out. Okay, and then I want to put this right where I stopped. Okay. There's that one. Let's see, I want to tie these two first. You get out of my way. I have fallen in love with these bags. Every one I make, I think, is cuter than the last. I did do the hedgehog. I don't have the video up for that yet. That was right when I did my ankle. Oh, I didn't tie those. I mean, I only did the first ties. Oh well, no biggie. So I will have to get that video put up, edited and put up. I just haven't done a whole lot because of my ankle. But I had already planned on doing this, so I wanted to do it. Okay, so there's one eye. This eye must be our right eye. And if I looked at the back, it says right eye. Okay. So we're going to do this one. But who knows, maybe doing these is good exercise for my ankle too. Because it seems like it's taking forever to heal right. I remember when I used to sprain my ankle and the next week I'd be fine. 2 days later I'd be fine. Not this time. Okay, I want to pull this into the back. And they say as you age it gets harder, takes longer to heal. Well, I guess I'm at that point in life. And we're going to put this right down where we started. Pull it out. Clip. So I'm kind of interested in how many, I don't know, I don't want to sound mean, how many mature sewists we have. And by mature, I don't mean how long you've been sewing, because you could have just been sewing for a week, but still be 60, 70 years old. And that I would consider mature. At first, I'm going to save that. When I first started doing this a couple of years ago, well, I started out making bows. And then Brandy Mabe from Sofo Vinyl, I watched a couple of her tutorials on bag making, and I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. I want to do that so bad. And I'm not finding my piece of string here. Where is it? Because that was it. So I started making bags. Loved it. Now I'm slowly getting rid of doing bows. So if you know anybody who wants some bullet fabric for cheap for bows, send them my way, because I got plenty that I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to de-stash. Because I need room for my vinyl for my bags. Then I started selling them. I mean, I haven't sold a ton, but I enjoy making them. So probably when I die, my kids are going to find all these bags in my closet. They'll be like, good grief, Mom. Okay, I'm going to put some more Yes, Joyce, I am terribly hooked, horribly hooked. Like I did not have a industrial machine, and I really had to beg and plead my husband to let me get an industrial. Um, but I did it. And he goes, "You're too old. You don't need another machine." Um, but as you see, I have an industrial machine, so I kind of got my way last year. And I liked making bags on my domestic. Um, but when I got this industrial, and I have a King Max, oh, I forget what model number it is. I can't rattle it off. Kasaya from Saya Swag, she has the same one, and she just knows it right off the top of her head. I don't know. It's a King Max anyway. And yeah, ever since I got that, I've just been more than hooked. And like I said, then I ran across these Carbon Chic bags, and I have some kids, like my one older daughter likes sloths. So the sloth was the first bag I made. And then it's like, okay. So all my girl relatives, I made a unicorn for my other daughter. Let's see, what else did I make? I made a panda. I don't know. I made 5 or 6 at Christmas time. And then I was like, okay, so how am I gonna? I want to make more, but I'd like somebody to get some use out of them. And so when I went looking on YouTube to make some of those other bags, I was like, there's nothing on there. I haven't made the zebra either. You're working on the 2 steam. I did do 1 steamboat. Oh, I can imagine, Joyce, that those years on a domestic is whew, because that was, it was even rough on my King Max because of the binding and everything. Okay, let's get back to this. Let's put this eye. I want to get these kind of halfway right. So I'll just stick that under there, and we'll call that, oh, that looks pretty good. That looks good. And also remember with these bags that they're your creation. So you can just make them any old way you want. If I want my eyes to be cross-eyed and at the top of his head, I could do that. My one granddaughter would love that. She'd just think it was so cool. Okay, that looks pretty good. I forgot. Before we do that, I need to put my little sparklies in on my eyes. So to do that, I'll just punch a hole in these eyes. Line, oh good, my tape stayed there. Line this up as best I can. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Maybe I'll just do it this way. And it looks like it goes somewhere right there. I have found out though that to put your sparkle part of your eye in, sew your darker spot on first, because otherwise it gets really hard to get around that rivet when you're trying to sew it on there. Okay, so we got those 2. Let me get my hole punch. And just punch a hole right in that. There's that one. There's that one. And I just use little silver rivets for the eyes. I started doing that because I had lots of these little silver rivets. And it wouldn't go through, you know, a lot of stuff because of how little they were. And when I first started buying supplies, I didn't realize, I mean, I thought a rivet was a rivet. Well, I learned all rivets are not created equal. So, I need a front and a back. I don't need two backs. But I think the silver rivets just really make that eye stand out. Okay. Just get our little press here. Line that up. Punch it. And punch it. Put that away. Get a drink. Getting parched. Excuse me. Okay, let's put our eyes back on. Right eye. It goes about right back there. And my left eye goes about like right there. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. Is that pretty good? Let's just see. Ooh. Maybe move him just a little over. Okay. Line those up. Let's move him down a little bit. Move him over a little bit. Okay. Okay, now we can sew him together. You could put a little, in fact, I think I will. I usually do. Just put a little piece of double-sided tape on the back there. And make sure your tape doesn't show through. There we go. In case you're wondering, I go through a lot of double-sided tape. A lot. Seems like I'm always ordering more. Okay, just put that on the back there. Just helps protect it a little, the vinyl a little bit. Okay, so that's finally now. Sew our eyes on. We will be pulling our thread to the back again. Pull that thread through. And right where we started. Okay. Once again, we're tying off. A lot of tying off when you're doing a face. You get to finesse your tying skills by doing these faces. Take those two and these two and tie them together. Trim that off. Now these edges. And let's do this side. Same thing. Looks like a little of my double-sided sticky tape is coming out the top there, so I got to take it off. Pull this out. There we go. Okay. And I know I had this conversation a long time ago in this video, but so anyway, so I started making these and I thought, and I couldn't find videos. So I thought, well, might as well venture out and see if you can do videos. And here I am. I'm not sure they're all that good. I hope somebody learned something from them. But it's fun and it helps keep me focused. I could do more live videos if somebody wants me to. I'm one of those people who always take the pictures, don't like to be in front of the camera. I'm getting mildly better at that. Okay, so we got those done. Now we can do we'll save his ears for a little bit later. The next thing we need, those are part of his ears. The next thing we need to do is take these two pieces that are in our pattern. This is called a skull cap. And then this is the backing for our ears. This piece is. This piece has a piece of stabilizer. For this stabilizer and for this other stabilizer on this piece, I did use the Decaville light. It says to put the right sides together. And it took me a little while to figure this out. I was like, how is this going to work? But trust the process. It does work. From what I can tell. So we're just going to do a seam allowance here. Let me check. Does it tell me? I think I just do a 1/4 inch. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a 1/4 inch. Back stitch at the front, at the beginning and the end. Okay. Then you take this piece, make sure I got all my pieces on there that I should have on there. Okay, I do. Then you're going to take this piece. So this piece was right sides together. Okay. This is going to be wrong sides together. And yes, you leave this brown piece up just like that, just like it is. Put these together. A couple of clips here. Do not clip your brown piece. It wasn't a very rounded edge there. Then we're going to clip this to the side, not clipping our brown piece. Okay? Keep your brown piece out of it, or you're going to hate yourself in the morning. Because it isn't going to do what you want it to do. I'm just going to put that right there. That one right there. Now, we're just going to sew around this edge, around the ears, up and over and around, just to the edge of this. Okay? Make sure things are pretty lined up. we can always even them up later. So this part was the hardest part for me to figure out how this was going to work. And this is a top stitch that you can back stitch at the beginning because it's on a seam. All right. With those extra curves. And then your piece should look like this. So this brown piece just floats right back up there. Now after we do our gusset, we'll sew pieces down. But we're not doing the gusset today. So that's how you do this part. You can edge coat your ears if you'd like, or your, I forgot what these were called, little horny things, if you want to. Now we're going to put these ears on. Okay, right front, right back. I should have. Now the next thing I got to tell you about, okay, so that goes like that. Just to be careful when you're sewing this decaville on, because I kind of melted my leather a little bit. I'm lucky because this is the bottom piece and it's the back piece like this, so this is never going to be seen, so I can still use it. So that's the back. That's the back because it's got the decaville on it. So we'll turn these over, and the pointy sides go, this is the left. Okay, so this is going to go like this, and this is going to go like this. And first we need to put our middle ear on. Now, I'm gonna get these right. Why is this not looking like it's going to work out right? Okay, this one goes here. And I did not mark it. And this one goes here. Okay. So these are going to go like this. But what we need to do is mark where our rivet's going to go that's going to keep our ear onto our vinyl. Okay. So once again, I'm going to poke my little hole in each one of these. Now these rivets are not going to be seen by anybody, okay? I need the back piece gets the rivet, okay? The back piece gets the, both pieces will get the rivet. Now all of a sudden I feel like I'm lost. Both pieces get the rivet. No, it doesn't. I think it's just the front pieces. I'll get there on that. All of a sudden, I can't remember anything, and I don't know why I picked up that pen because I can't see nothing. Which is why I can't see nothing. Oh, I don't know where this piece. Okay. There we go. We're back. We were there. I just went blank on my laptop so I could see the comments. Okay. We're going to put a hole right there. And we're going to put a hole right there. Okay. Get our hole punch back out. And we need to do this before we put our middle ear piece on. Okay. Get a rivet. Now we're not going to press this yet. We have to wait till we press it onto here. So I'm just going to push this on. Leave it there. And we're going to push this one on. Leave it there. Then we're going to put some double-sided tape. Of course, double-sided tape. On the backs of each of these pieces. Now, I am not going to put piping on this bag. I've put piping on a couple of bags. I'm not putting piping on this bag. This, where's my, oh, it's right here in front of me. This goes here, goes there. So I'm just going to kind of line it up. Like right there. This needs to come over this way a little bit more. Okay, that looks good there. And that's going to go there, that's going to go there. Let's put it over there a little bit. Quite a bit there. I think this needs to go this way more because there isn't very much here and this side's bigger, so I'm going to move that a little bit. Okay, now with that much done, why did I have a, okay, both my rivets are there. Let's put that in there. We're going to sew our middle ear on, and for that we are once again going to pull our thread to the back. And we are almost done. You just got to work with that rivet. That rivet's really cramping my style here on this. I think I got it. didn't hold something right. Didn't hold my tongue right or something. This one. Okay, maybe I got that right. We'll call that good. And I'm going to put it right back in that hole that I started. Okay. I'm going to tie these together. Put that up. So this one together. Then we're going to sew all 4 of them together, or sew. I'm going to tie all 4 of them together. Okay. Wrap. And melt that. And our rivet is sticking out. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. Pull this out. All right, we started. So, things are falling. So this. This one up. Oops, there we go. There we go. And you know, I guess I do have to poke holes in the back of those for those rivets to go through. Right. Am I right? Am I right? To the right, to the right. Okay, those go like that because the ears go up. That goes through. Let's get our earpiece out here. Oh no, I don't have that. I need this one because I need to see. This goes here. We've got a line here and a line here, and our rivet's going to be right there, and that's going to be, so I'm going to punch holes in the back. So hopefully I line these up right. And let's see if I can do this. I saw a little trick. Let's see if it works. I don't think that's going to work. I should have just marked the hole. push that rivet in there. I'm going to make a rivet. Okay. I think I made a good enough hole. I should have done both holes to begin with. Because I know it has to go through. I don't even know what I was thinking. Okay. That lines up pretty good. Now what do I do with my other piece? Well, there's one piece. What do I do with the other piece? The other backing. Did it go on the floor? Well, did it? Oh, I don't see it over there. Did somebody come along and take my other ear? Other backing for my ear? Well, that's a fine how do you do. It's not on my lap. Okay, well, let's mark these markings on this ear, and I'll consider the things in life of where this ear went to. And this is this one. So we're just going to put little marks where right here and right here on our ear. And I am, I'll just have to erase it. I'm just going to put a mark right there. It's going to drive me crazy that I don't find that other earpiece. And that goes there. And now we're going to, you could put some double-sided tape on this if you wanted. I probably will. The way I'm losing things, I just don't know where that crazy ear went. It was here. I swear it was. I hate it when the sticky tape doesn't want to cooperate with me. Okay. Turn that back around. Line it up as best you can. This was not this far off before. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now we're just going to top stitch from this line all the way around to this line. Hopefully it all lines up. Let's move half of this stuff. I'm still kind of looking for my other ear while I'm at it. I might have to actually get up and look. Okay, so we're going to put our needle down right in that, at that mark. Make sure I'm lined up because I'm not. Okay. Leave your threads hanging. Leave long threads. We're going to tie it up. And then we're just going to sew over to this other edge. Or this other mark. I think it went right off of the material. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, I made a mess of that. My ear didn't line up here. So This is why I didn't want to do lives, because I make so many mistakes that. And this is the top part of the ear, so we've got to fix it. So I'm going to take some of these stitches out. And then hopefully I can re-sew in the same. Well, I think those holes are going to be gone anyway. The same holes, or close to it, as I did before. So I need to take out, oh wow, clear to the top almost. So just bear with me, it'll just take a minute here. So I'll just sew it. I should have looked when I put this together to make sure they match, because if you do not cut this with a Cricut, like I did not, it's not going to be perfect. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I don't misshape his head too bad when I do this. Okay. Pull this back and tie it. So it's not the end of the world. It's kind of close. Kind of close to the end of the world. If I wasn't on a live, I'd probably take out all and all that stuff, but I think we'll be good. Smelt that down a little bit. I am going to tie this one off since we're not going to have that one at the bottom. Come on, little string. It's supposed to get into the 80s here tomorrow. I'm so excited. It's only supposed to be like almost 70 today, but okay. So that's better. So I'm going to go right into this same hole right here. There we go. And still sew down to this mark. Let's do two more. No, well, that's it. One more. Okay. Oh, Joyce, that's a good question. Most of the ears are in the, because this is actually going to be, well, it overhang. Well, the mouse ears do too. I don't know. Did you use piping on your Steamboat Willie, Joyce? because I thought the piping is what made it so hard for me. Oh, no, you didn't pipe it. Yeah, I did piping. I mean, it wasn't horrible bad, but it was definitely hard. And it is harder. I'm going to make a female version as soon as my red comes in that I'm going to use for the bow. And I am not going to use piping. Okay, now that we got that fit, I mean, it's not horrible. It's not horrible. Okay, so then let me see what else. I need to find this other thing. While I'm contemplating where my other ear is, let me get up and see if it flew across the floor or something in here. Because I just, oh, there it is. It was behind the pedal. That's why I couldn't find it. It flew off behind the pedal. Okay. Anyway, so I'm wondering, Joyce, if, well, I don't know how you did it, so I don't know. Just maybe I'll do the girl one and find out. Oh, yeah. Now I know what Joyce was talking about. Because I thought, oh, I gotta put a hole in here. My thought was that it was the piping that was causing me such grief. And maybe it wasn't. Because I've done ones before. See, and that's why, because there's a human, I'm a human cutter. I don't know if that sounds right. Since I didn't use a machine, I don't cut evenly all the time. And then when you melt it, it doesn't help matters any either. Those two edges. So Joyce, do you ever edge coat? And we need to mark our lines where our sew lines where we're going to sew. Where is my, okay, this mark is right there. And that mark is right there. Okay. Oh, did you clip your curves? Because yeah, that was thick. Did you use Decaville? Did you use Decaville heavy or Decaville light? Although you're right, it was stiff. Okay. We're going to put this one down in there. And sew around the edge here. I've edge coated a couple of things. And I don't know if I'm going to edge coat on here. It says that it's recommended for these ears, or for these nubby things. Yeah, it was awful hard to, I agree with you. That was, and it's just because of the difference in the curves. You'd probably, don't know if you could figure out a way to do it like this piece is, where it's like here. I don't know. You know what I mean? This. And you can't cut those curves, because at first I tried cutting those curves in that ear just with my scissors, and I kind of cut a little deep, and boy, was it hard to get that on the seam then. The other ear I used my pinking shears actually, and it seemed like it was a whole lot better. But that was still rough. I agree with you. That was very rough. Okay. Now that we got both ears, now that I found the other one. Okay, let's sew, before we sew our ears on, let's line up our piece here with our bottom foam piece. I'm just gonna put some clips in, and then I'll look and see if I did that right. And since I'm not putting piping on this one, I can go ahead and put my ears on now, as soon as I sew these pieces together. Okay, so now I'm going to sew these pieces together and just sew on around. Oops, I'm going to start on the bottom. I like to start off the bottom. I don't know why. And just baste this together. Make sure that piece is down. Sure, and lift your, whatever these things are called. There's a word for those, but I can't say it. Os something or others. I'm just calling little horns. That is on there, and I may have missed, I actually did pretty good, a little bit right there, but that's okay, because it'll be a bigger seam allowance when I sew it on, sew it together. And I've got a little piece of overhang right here. I'm just gonna cut that off, not this little piece right there. Okay. I might, I don't know if I'm going to edge coat that or not. I don't know. I did see somebody say about, oh, I see how you would do that. Making this a slip pocket for a phone, this in between here. And you could do that, just make this piece bigger. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. I was wondering how they thought about that. Okay, let's put this piece on. line that up. And actually, get these clippies out of my way. Okay, let's get these little clippies out of the way. I'm going to mark right down there, like my fancy seam ripper here. But I love my seam ripper. Okay, get my silver pen. Line this all up. And I'm actually gonna make 2 marks. I'm gonna remark this hole. And then I'm gonna mark this hole. That's where, okay, I got that one. I didn't get this one. Oh. That didn't seem like it was too good. Maybe I didn't get this hole deep enough there. Mark that hole. There we go. That marked it. Right there and right there. And I forgot I had a little piece of double-sided tape that poked out. So I'm going to work that off. If I can get it off, or just shove it down there and make it stick to itself. That'll work. Okay. So where this hole is up here is where this rivet goes in. So I'm going to mark that, or put a hole in that, all the way through. Okay. And then our ear should theoretically go all the way through, and I might not have enough of a rivet there. It might be too thick, and I'm going to be in trouble. In there. Might have should have used a thicker rivet, because this is tough. So I should have used a longer rivet. I'll remember that for next time. But I think, thankfully I used foam. I think I can just push this foam down. There we go. I can see it. See the top. Yeah, push that foam all the way down. Put this rivet on there. There, I think it's on there. Just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and figure out that I want this where I want it, and that piece is going to go there. Oops, I just messed that up. That middle piece there. It's on there. Hopefully that'll push that down there enough. I think it will. Okay. And then just work with that to get that out of there. Then my edge is a little rough down here. So I'm just going to trim it a little bit up. Okay, that looks better. Now we need to, did I poke my holes? I poked a hole there, I poked a hole there. We're going to line that up, line that up. I'm going to poke my hole, mark my hole there, mark my hole there. We're good there. Poke another hole. That ear seems really low. That was there. That ear's there, that's there. Yeah, that's where it is. Seems kind of low, but we will put it there. If I can get this in there. That is really close to that eye. But oh well. There now. Make sure it went all the way through that lining. Yeah, see, that's not going to work. Oh, dummy me. Hopefully that'll work. I needed to punch the hole in this one, not in this one. So it looks like my granddaughter, she's going to have a whole collection of these. Because this goes there and that goes there. I think I can cover that up. I'm going to cover that with some Decaville Light. Push that down. Push that really far down. Okay. Let's get another back. These away. And get the press back. Okay. Make that go through there. And then that worked better. Okay. That worked better going that way. Okay. So I am going to fill this little hole right here with some glue. And then this earpiece is going to go over it. So I think it's going to be okay. First clue should have been that I couldn't get my hole puncher there. Okay. Let's fill that hole with some glue so it doesn't fray. Did any come out? Okay. We'll just do it like that. Some mistakes will never be known unless you watch this video, and then you'll know I screwed it up. Pull it down just a little bit. Okay. Hold that. Mark right there. There we go. Okay, I don't think I have a clip in here long enough to hold it on there. Hopefully it'll stay on there. Okay, we're almost done. Then all we got to do is sew from this point to this point and this point to this point, and then trim up our ears a little bit there. And we're going to need long strings, and we're just going to need to put this needle as soon as I find it. Right there. I gotta get half this stuff out of my way. Can't do anything. Okay. And end it right there. And we will cut that off. Sew it together. I don't know when I'm going to be doing the bag for this. I don't know if I'll do a live. If you want me to do a live, let me know on the bag, and I can sure do that. Otherwise, I will just do a tutorial. I am not going to use piping, and I have been putting a slip pocket on the back, but on this one, I want to do the way it's written. So I'm going to do a zipper pocket in the back. So it's a little different than how I've done my other ones. But I thought I'd do it closer to the pattern. But I don't know. Like I said, I haven't decided yet if I like doing lives or if I would rather just keep doing tutorials. I don't know. But I think he is going to be really, really cute when he's done. This, in the directions, it said this would be hard, and it was a little tricky, I'll admit. But it wasn't too bad. Melt those together. Melt those together. And we have our giraffe. He is awful cute. Kind of like him. If you'd like me to do a live on how to edge coat, I'm not a professional edge coater by any means, but I have done it before, so I do know how to do that. Leave that in the comments, and maybe I'll just come back on and do a tutorial on how to edge coat a few pieces. And I got a few little things I need to clean up and line up, and I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, this live actually. My first live. Thank you for being a part of my first live, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye.